Okay, 14th December, Thursday. Welcome back. So, how to find freedom in an unfree world. So there's something I was thinking about recently, a little bit, in a sense of the world we live in, the direction it's going, and what kind of life you want to live. Now, the first thing we need is clarity. That's the biggest thing in life in general, clarity. And I have a slight feeling that's going to be underpinning a lot of the things I'll talk about in the future. Clarity, knowing what you want and knowing what you don't want. Both of them are important in their own way, equally important. That way we know what to focus on, what not to focus on. The more clarity we have, the more we can define what we want. In this case, freedom, libertad. So then, the question then to ask yourself, first of all, is how do you define freedom in your own subjective opinion, in your own subjective life? That's the real question. How can you know what to look for, what to search for, if you don't know what you're searching for in the first place? So freedom. So let's keep it broad. Let's say you want freedom in a sense of do what you want when you want. Very nice. Who's going to argue with that? I enjoy being restricted. Yeah. Okay. Do what you want when you want. There's a great phrase by Andrew Tate at The Nomad Capitalist. Go where you're treated best. Which I wish I'd come up with that because it's such a poignant and beautiful little phrase. Go where you're treated best. Perfect. I like it a lot. The way the world is going, it seems to be that the governments are going to start treating their citizens not as citizens and subjects, where they kowtow, they bow to their wishes and commands and instructions and decrees. No. But instead as customers. Now, this is an extremely cutting-edge idea. This is first talked about in the book Sovereign Individual back in like 99, 97, 96. Sovereign individual. People become more free in a world through technology, innovation, entrepreneurship, globalization, you name it. So people are going to go where they want. The principle here is know what you want in general, what kind of lifestyle you want, what kind of society, culture, people, places, climate, you name it, customs, luxuries do you want in life? And then you can go to those places. As I mentioned a few days ago, I believe yesterday, with regards to crafting the life you want, how to live an adventurous life. But the question then is where, okay? So we want to have clarity what you want and don't want, then go to that place where you're treated best. Andrew Henderson's words, go where you're treated best in life. And that could be by any metric you desire. Taxes, culture, weather, climate, attitudes, priorities, values, standards, ethics, morals. List is endless. Religiosity, atheism, secularism, you name it. Party atmosphere, cold atmosphere, desert, you name it. There'll be a place out there. It's more a question of stepping out your comfort zone and going for it. But that's a whole other conversation. So, how to find freedom in an unfree world. You want to go where you're treated best and relocate. And what does that require? Time, money, energy, you name it. We're all adults, so you can figure it out. So there's an amazing concept called prior tax theory, or 5 flags. Prior tax theory, or prior tax payer, and 5 flag theory, which talks about relocating and internationalizing your life by 5 different metrics, like being a citizen of country A, resident of country B, living in country C as a tourist visa, I want to say, but that country has a low sales tax, so low VAT, but your companies are registered in a non-intrusive jurisdiction, so a company that has a lot of, I want to say banking secret laws, not exactly, a country that respects privacy of its private corporations, which, that word private is a bit ironic, but okay, another conversation. And the 5th one is your assets are held somewhere else as well. I can't remember exactly, but those are the main 4 things. Citizen country A, resident country B, living in country C, and assets held in a private country, a country that cares about your privacy, basically. Very important. And that's another conversation as well. And with those, you're internationalizing your life. Now, interesting word there, internationalizing, because there's a concept in finance and other topics called diversification. People will diversify their income, diversify this, diversify that. But one thing they don't tend to do is politically diversify their life. By politically diversifying your life, you're not subject to one country's whim, wishes, or caprice, we say here in Poland, caprice. The whims, we're going to change the rules one day, or this time next year the rules will be different, so problems. So you can just go, you can just leave. But being international, by being politically diversified, you've got more options and choices in life, and that's powerful in life. Powerful. Jot that down. Having more options to an extent, because remember, law of diminishing returns kicks in, and too many choices can paralyze us. But the principle is the more choices we have in life, the better off we are. More choices of food, clothes, travel, etc. To a point. Law of diminishing returns. Never forget that. There's a few laws of physics that are damn worthwhile understanding. Entropy and law of diminishing returns. And a few economics as well, but that's another topic. Law of marginal utility, but that's another conversation. So, how can we find freedom in an unfree world? Clarity, what we do and don't want. Where we do and don't want to be. I don't want to be in the cold countries. I don't want cold. I want hot weather. Fair enough. And then going where you're treated best. And that takes time. That takes a lot of research and planning, strategizing, thinking and imagining and research. These are not overnight things. Don't be fooled into that. This is a long-term thing. Even going from a UK resident to non-resident, that takes a year and a half or so of paperwork and documents with HMRC. And there's this interesting online process in the UK, statutory residency test. And it tells you different hypothetical situations based on multiple choice questions. And it tells you if you would technically be a UK resident or not. This is powerful. This is important stuff. You don't want to get this wrong. Oof. And if you do want to do this kind of stuff, it's long-term thinking. This isn't like disappear for a month or two and hope for the best. No, hope is never a strategy. No. That's an important life lesson right there as well. So, we want clarity and go where you're treated best. And then the more options you have in life, the better. The more location independent you are, the more languages you have, the more passports you own, the more citizenships you have, and therefore passports, the better. The more traveled you are, the more mileage you have in life, the better. You can do more. Fewer things will scare you and intimidate you and push you out of your comfort zone, because your comfort zone is already big from all the adventure you've had. Go places, do stuff, break things. In business, and in the comfort zone or whatever else, test and experiment. Remember, in one of my previous videos, explore, experiment, experience. Very important. And I'm experimenting different places and locations. So I'm not just talking it, I'm living it. And the way the world is going, a lot of people talk about CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, which is basically going to be, say, not your cash, but in your pocket, and the government's going to be able to see and track everything you do and control you. Not directly saying you can and can't do this, or it might, possibly, but there's going to be incentives. You do this before this day and this good thing will happen to you, or this bad thing won't happen to you. And that's not freedom. No. So you want to recognize where the world is going, because you could also say the world is going into a new Cold War, because the situation elsewhere in different parts of the world, wars and conflicts here and there, geopolitics is at play all the time, and geopolitics eventually filters down to all aspects of society and life. So there's a nice quote by Ayn Rand where you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of not ignoring reality. Very important. And that brings you into another interesting concept in life where you can do whatever you want. You can go anywhere. You can do anything and go anywhere you want. Disappear to the Philippines for 6 months. Go live in Argentina for 6 months. You name it. You name it. Do anything you want. Eat nothing but oranges for the rest of your life. As long as you're prepared to face the consequences. That's the key. Face the consequences. Can you face the consequences? Because understand that even being free, there are consequences to that. You have to maintain it. It's not just a one-off thing and then you've got it forever. Oh, I've got it. Like, oh, coffee, I've got it. Oh, very nice. You've got to maintain it. You've got to protect it. You've got to cherish it. It's like a plant. I've got this beautiful aloe vera I got from Canary Islands, from Fuerteventura in early December 2018. And it started off as a tiny little bulb, and now it's a big plant. It's just too big for me. That's another conversation. But the point is you've got to cherish it and protect it. Ever vigilant. You've got to keep learning. You've got to improve this here. This tool, this weapon here, it's damn important. You've got to keep expanding it and growing it. Otherwise, the world will overtake you. If you don't move and if you're back in a race, the turtle and the hare. If you're the hare, resting, relaxing, resting on your laurels, lowering your guard, the world will overtake you. No, you don't want that. Always be ever vigilant. Ever vigilant. So, clarity, working on it, online business, diversification, being international, being vigilant, damn important. And you've got to really want it. Clarity is damn important. Again, as I said, for me, live wealthy and well internationally. Everything revolves around that. That is a level of clarity that took me years to develop. And we're adults here. You need that level of clarity in life. And to know what you want and what you don't want. To establish your standards and values and objectives and priorities in life. Top priority, without a doubt. Diversified, be international, go where you're treated best. Andrew Henderson, nomad capitalist. I wish I'd come up with that phrase. Priceless. Go where you're treated best, objectively. Is this where I'm best treated? Is this where I could be best treated? Yes, no, maybe, you tell me. We're all adults here. You tell me. If not, airport, Heathrow, Terminal 5, I'm gone. And that's another thing, actually. Now think about it. You want to be in a situation in life where you've already won. No matter what the outcome is, you can't lose. No matter what happens, you've won. Powerful. Because then you don't care as much. You have fewer, not responsibilities, you have fewer liabilities, fewer things holding you back, fewer reasons to care in a good way. Because you've already won. It doesn't matter what happens. I've already won. I've already got the money, the wealth, whatever, the attention, whatever else. Just disappear. Indeed, very important. So, try and set things up in life where you've already won, you can't lose. Yeah. Powerful situation to be in life. Is it easy to achieve that level? No. Is it worth it? Oof. Top notch. Highly recommend it. Because otherwise you just leave. I'm gone. I'm out of it. Just relocate, go abroad. Get in the plane. The next day or so you're out of here. Powerful. So, how to find freedom in an unfree world? Clarity. Go where you're treated best. Diversify. Politically diversify. Also look into this book called The Sovereign Individual. Sovereign Individual. That's powerful. Look into CBDCs. CBDCs. Central Bank Digital Currencies. And where the world is going. A new Cold War, so to speak. With the commodity producers on one side. And let's say the financial institutions, the embedded financial institutions on the other. Your Cold War. Very interesting world we're going into. Anyway. So, 14th December. A little bit of rain here. Nice and dark now here in Poland, in Warsaw. It's a shame. It's a shame there's no snow, but it's always fun. And it's been good. Looking forward. Onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards. So I will see you tomorrow. Vamos.